Hey guys, Conjurers here, doing another toy review. Now this time it's for a very old 80s toy, and you can probably guess by the colouring what it is. This is a vintage Galoob, I think is how you pronounce the name of the company that made this, and it's the vintage 3 3/4 inch, 3 3/4 inch A-Team tank, and this was designed to go with the kind of G.I. Joe style O-ring figures from the A-Team line. Now unfortunately I don't have any of the figures to hand, but it's quite an old set and it's almost complete. As I said, I don't have any of the drivers for it. They should have been kind of driving people for it, or figures for the that came with it as well. And the only other thing is it's missing a piece from this setup back here, which I'll get into in a second. So just quickly, the wheels it's a 6-wheeler kind of truck, but it's called a tank. It's pretty cool. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to use good old Hawk from the Rise of Cobra line as my model for showcasing people sitting in it or standing in it. So you can stand people in the turret. There's a fairly good dip. Unfortunately his gun holster is preventing him from going all the way down, but there's a good fair dip into here for him to stand. You can get him to sit in. Now the inside of the main cockpit, let me just take off the trailer, is fairly undetailed, so let me just bring my light there. So there's actually no steering column or anything. Ooh, let me get that focus. There's no steering column or anything like that inside. It's fairly plain detailed inside. You can just see the dip in the not really see it. You can see how far down it goes on the inside of the turret part. There's no other kind of opening where the turret section is, but you can rotate the turret section. Let me just see if I can prop up my light source. Bear with me a moment. So you can rotate the turret 360, I think. Oh right, the turret does come out. It does lock into place, so you can rotate the turret 360 degrees, and the cannon on the front of the turret does move up and up. It doesn't really move down well. It does up, goes back to its kind of standard position. The deco on it is fairly nice. It's pretty much just an all black plastic with the kind of A-Team red logo striping on it. And there's on both sides of the vehicle, there's these little they're actually a separate piece that are kind of put in place. They're like a little rubbery kind of ladder for the figures to step up on to get in. Now I can fit Hawk into the cannon, or into the cockpit of the vehicle. Because the G.I. Joe figures are slightly bigger, they're near the 3 3/4, or they're near the 4 inch. He does sit out a bit, but the older figures were a little bit smaller, so they would have probably sat in a bit closer into the cockpit and be able to see out through the kind of armoured front section of the cockpit. Now, I just move that to the side. I'll get onto the other optional part that came with it. Or not optional part, but the other part that came with it. Just this really awesome trailer. And inside the trailer, if I can do it without spilling everything out, it's a kind of a tripod mounted cannon. Now the box that comes with kind of the power unit box, there should be a hose connecting that to the cannon. So let me just pull out all the parts for it. And what I love about this thing is it comes with shells as well for the cannon. So let me just put that to the side. There's no kind of stand for the trailer, so it doesn't stand on its own, but the way it works is you got the cannon piece, you got the tripod, which is kind of pre-opened or pre-assembled, and you put the cannon on there. There's a piece there where the hose would go in the other side of the hose would connect onto that, and then you could simulate them firing the cannon by pretending that you're loading the shells into the front, or just have the shells standing to the side. But and that was the cannon itself, and you could have a guy probably sit next to it. Way a bit too small, so it'd have to probably kneel or something with it, so he could get into a firing position and be able to use the viewfinder. So you can see it's a pretty cool cannon. It's all in all red, so it was kind of designed to be kind of similar colouring to the matching colouring with the tank, or the, I wouldn't say half track, but the 6-wheeler itself. And then the cannon fits snugly all back into the setup again. So let me just put them back in. All the shells kind of just fit into a groove. They don't like lock into place, so if it was to tip over it would fall over. But then you can connect this back on. I'm not sure if because Galoob also did the 3 3/4 inch scale A-Team truck, you know, their iconic vehicle from the TV series. They did a version of that for the figures as well. So I'm not sure if that also had a tow bar on the back of it, so you could actually hook this trailer onto the back of that as well. But there is the just a quick review for the A-Team Galoob. I think it was called the Attack Tank, or the A-Team tank, and if I recall correctly, it came with a BA Baracus figure. Unfortunately, as I said, I don't have any of the vintage 3 3/4 inch O-ring style A-Team figures. I do have the ones from the movie that was released a little while back, but unfortunately I haven't been able to dig them out of storage, so it would have been nice to have them with this review. But hopefully you enjoyed this review. So there you go, guys. If you like this review, click like. If you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe, and if you want to comment also, feel free to comment. So there you go, just a quick review of a vintage 80s A-Team, was it even 80s? It could have been before the 80s. Well, it was a vintage Galoob, or Galoob, however you pronounce their name, A-Team tank it was called.